You know we gon' make it fresh.
What's going on, man? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are broadcasting live on the industry's most wanted podcast. I have a special guest checking in with me today. This is my family. He goes by the name of Jfresh. Jfresh Beats, what's going on?
Man, I'm doing really good. How about yourself?
Listen, I'm excited to have you here today. I'm doing great. You know, thank you for being here with me today. This is long overdue.
Yes.
We're going to just say that. This is long overdue. We've done so much work together, but I think it's because we are always working that we haven't had the chance to sit down and do this.
You're right. We always work. We always like collaborate and do things like that. But it's been a minute since we've actually like sat down and talked about like just everything.
We have a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
And I just want to say first and foremost, like, I'm so grateful and appreciative of you because like, I was talking to Toya V and I was like, Josh is one of those guys that like has helped me with all this technical stuff. Like anytime I need assistance, I call on Josh and he's like, boom, this is how you do it. Let's get it done. And it's like, you know, and I'm grateful for that. I appreciate that because there's not a lot of people out here who will take the time to help you when you need it.
Right. It's hard to get people who like to serve.
Yes, it is, you know, and it's like, you know, and I, you know, however I can, I like to show my gratitude and I enjoy tuning into your shows, but we're going to talk about all that. So without further ado, man, give us that official introduction. Tell us who Jfresh Beats is.
Well, it's your boy Jfresh Beats. I'm an engineer. I am a mixing and mastering engineer, not only a regular engineer, I also am a producer. I do a lot. I really do a lot. I'm a videographer. I'm also a photographer on the weekends.
Yes.
But I really just like to help people out with my knowledge of what I like to do or what I do. Just anything like that. I also teach. Went to school to Full Sail University, and I just honed in on that craft.
Absolutely. I want to add to that. You're an amazing husband and father as well.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
newly father.
Yes.
So she's about to be 1 in February.
I can't believe it. I can't believe that she's almost 1 already. I'm sure you can't believe it.
I really can. It was like just yesterday I was scared to hold her because she was so small.
So tiny. God is good though. I'll tell you what, like, you know, she is absolutely your blessing. So let's just take it back. I always like to understand your journey and I want our listeners to understand your journey. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in I was born in Atlanta.
Okay.
Right there. It wasn't Grady Hospital, but it was near Fulton County.
Okay.
And most of my life was in South Carolina. Most of my life it was kind of like a back and forth thing, but most of my life was mainly South Carolina, Dillon, South Carolina to be exact.
So Dillon is basically home for you.
That's home.
That's home. What's it like out there?
The third poorest city in all of South Carolina. We don't really have anything out there. I mean, there's a lot more that's coming. I believe we're the actual city that was able to write to President Obama about the stuff that we needed.
Oh,
and
wow.
Obama actually listened and he actually brought materials and stuff to Dillon, South Carolina.
Big shout out to Obama.
Yeah.
Let's bring him back. So would you say that growing up there, and like you said, you guys didn't have a lot, really has at this point in your life created an appreciation for everything that you do have now?
It's not only showed the appreciation, but it's also showed me like that's the foundation.
Yeah.
It shows you how you work for it. Not only how you work for it, but also don't let other people struggle.
That's right.
Like if somebody is in the same area as you and they're trying to work for it,
yes,
help them.
Yes, absolutely.
We trying to win together.
No,
we
for
trying
real.
to win together, and it's really just taught me a servant's heart.
Listen, I'm always a believer, and in order to receive blessings, you have to be a blessing.
Yes, you definitely do.
You know, and and we see that in abundance when we're helping other people, and like you said, serving other people unconditionally. We're doing it genuinely from the heart. It's not something we're doing because we're like, oh, I feel like I have to do this, but I don't really want to. No, we want to help people and we want to see people win.
Most definitely.
And, you know, and sometimes it'd be the smallest things that mean the most to some people. Just the support, you know, little things like that go a long way. At what point did music become a passion? And what was the first thing that you did start doing? Because you do so many things now within the entertainment industry.
Yes. So with music, the way that inspired was my dad was a drummer in high school.
Okay.
He was a drummer from high school up until the day I was born, really. And I was probably no older than my daughter.
Okay.
And he taught me small little rudiments, and they actually stuck.
Wow.
And I went from there to actually playing on Sunday at probably like 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
And from there, it just took on like throughout high school, throughout middle school. And then I think it was like my 6th grade, my uncle came with a DAW. Which is a digital audio workstation, and guess what it was?
Tell us.
Fruity Loops.
Fruity Loops.
Or what everybody calls FL Studio today.
Right, exactly. What I think that was a starting point for a lot of producers.
So he brought, I think it was FL 4 or 5. Like it was an old one. Like it didn't really have a lot of the stuff that the new ones have now.
Yeah.
And like I didn't really have the MIDI keyboard or anything like that. And so from there, I convinced my mom to take piano courses. And I only took them for like 2 years because I got tired of people telling me what to do or how to learn.
Like, I'm my own boss. I don't need you telling me what to do.
Right. So from then on, I just knew that I had a passion for making beats or a passion for just creating music. From there, I went to Art Institute of Atlanta for about 3 years.
Okay.
They lost their accreditation, so I had to transfer schools.
Oh, okay.
But in the middle of that journey at Art Institute of Atlanta, I ended up getting an internship my first year.
Okay.
With Ark Studios.
Okay, yep.
Which was Pastor John and Lady T's first attempt. And that was about 10 years ago. It's now Ark Studios.
Yes.
But that was 10 years ago.
Where we're broadcasting from right now.
Yes. So what's up, Jeff Will? But from there, I just kept the passion going. Started recording, learning a lot of stuff from PJ, and just enjoying life.
That is amazing because, I love the fact that at such a young age, you actually had a passion for it. You said you talked your mom into getting you into piano lessons and stuff, because a lot of kids, as we know today, they don't want to do nothing but play on their phones and play video games. And they don't even want to go outside and socialize. They want to be inside, on their phones and laptops and social media, and it's like almost impossible to get them to do extracurricular type activities. So
it's like my parents didn't want me to quit. That was the whole thing. My parents did not want me to quit. Anytime I ever said, "Oh, I feel like this is getting too hard," or anything like that. My sister was a little bit different, but for me, it was like, you got to stick with this. And that it kept commitment for me.
Absolutely. And that right there alone, like you said, committing to something and sticking with it, that is going to apply to everything in the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Whether it be business, personal, etc. You learn that at a young age and you apply it into your everyday life as an adult.
Exactly.
Are you glad that you took music as the route that you wanted to go?
I actually am. I felt like, like anybody, I felt like it should have happened a whole lot quicker.
Yeah.
Than
right. We all do.
But timing is everything.
It is.
Timing is everything. I think if I would have took it the route I wanted to take the beginning, I wouldn't have been ready for it or prepared for it. There's a lot of things that like we want as just radio show hosts or engineers or just anything in life in general. It's like, we want it and we strive for it. And we feel like it should happen like today.
Right. Like, or it should have happened 5 years ago or whatever.
And then it's like, but you knew something now that you didn't know 5 years ago.
And also too, with that being said, I think we also have to take a look at the bigger picture, because even though I totally wish and pray that I was way more advanced than I was with this, and I'm sure you do as well. But at the same time, when we step back and look at the bigger picture, we are in a much better position than a lot of other people.
Oh, yeah.
We're blessed to be able to be doing this full time.
Yes.
That
Yes.
alone is a major accomplishment.
Now that's a story within itself. I've actually been, I've actually been.
Tell them, girl.
I've been without a 9-to-5 job for about at least 5 or 6 years now.
That's a beautiful blessing. It's a struggle sometimes in the beginning, you know, once you become, actually develop a sustainable relationship and clientele with people. But talk to us about that journey.
So, of course, hanging around PJ, he's been an entrepreneur for like ever.
Yeah.
And hanging with him, he kind of just inspired it. He was like, he told me one day, he said, sometimes whenever you try to go for a 9-to-5, some people aren't cut out for it.
That's right.
And
Absolutely.
you start to realize that when you're at the 9-to-5, some things just don't work.
That's right.
And so I started noticing that whenever I was at a 9-to-5, it wouldn't last. Even I had this one 9-to-5, and I was telling my wife about this yesterday. I had this one 9-to-5 that I actually really liked.
Okay.
It was putting together parts in Winder for air conditioning.
Okay.
And it was really simple. All I had to do was just screw together A and B. That was it. That's it. I had an electric drill. I would screw together A and B. Every now and then they would take me to fiberglass and get parts, but that's all I would do was just screw together A and B. And it was a really easy job. It was first shift. You know how hard it is to get first shift in back in like 2011, 2012. And they fired me. And I was like, why am I getting fired? I'm here on time. I'm never late.
Right.
I'm always doing whatever you ask. If there's overtime, I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, what's the purpose of me getting fired? And turns out the manager just didn't like me. For whatever the reason was. I was very adamant, but it let me see that I wasn't cut out for this. And if I stayed, I wouldn't have pursued what I was supposed to pursue, because after I got fired, that made me go harder, whether it be with like YouTube or anything that I was really trying to do. I actually picked up YouTube real hard then.
Because there's a lot of money to be made there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I look at it that God intervened in that situation.
He did.
That was all God right there. He's like, you know what, Jfresh Beats, you are bigger than this. You know, an A to B screwing. You like, it was easy, but it wasn't your passion.
It wasn't.
And when you're doing something that's not your passion, you want something as easy as possible, because you don't want to exert brain power into that.
You really don't. You really don't, because it's like when you, and then I think my last partial 9-to-5 I got was my I just got married, and I was like, okay, I'm married, but we can't live off the salary I'm already at. So I was like, let me pick up this part-time job. So I picked up the tag office for part-time. It was like I think we were off on Monday, so Tuesday through Friday, and possibly a Saturday, and that drained me. It drained everything out of me. I came home angry, and it just did not fit.
Right. The energy was not right.
Yeah, I'd be upset because I get a call. Hey, we got this thing. Are you available? No, I got to work at the tag office. And it's like, I felt like I was missing out on good money.
It does hinder you for sure. It does.
So Joy actually came to me and was like, quit. I was like, well, why do I need to quit? We're making good money. You know, you're able to do what you need.
But you're not happy.
Not here.
Right.
You're not here. You're not in it.
And she was feeling it. You know, when you have a partner, a life partner, and they are not happy or their energy is off, it affects them too.
Exactly.
You know, because if you're coming home and you're like, you know, in a bad mood or you're cranky or whatever, it's essentially the first person that's going to catch it is your partner.
Exactly.
So she's probably like, you got to quit.
Exactly.
I need you to be happy around me.
Exactly. What's going on, Pastor K? Yeah. It just really felt as though I wasn't here, and then it felt like my passion had to be put on hold because I got married.
And that alone right there, that statement you made, that alone will make you angry. If there's something or someone that is stopping you from your passion, you start to resent it.
Exactly.
That's why a lot of relationships end, because the significant other is not supporting your passion. And, you know, when you're passionate about something, you want to be able to do it all the time.
Exactly. And that's why I really thank God for not only just my family, just my wife in general.
Absolutely.
She's always supported.
She's probably, you and your daughter are your biggest supporters.
Biggest supporters.
She's here right now.
Exactly. There's been countless of times where it's just like, she's like, I want to watch TV, because we have this Android box where she watches TV, and she has to give up her internet cord in order for me to stream every night. I mean, she's got another like alternative, but like whenever she's just trying to be in the living room, she's like, I know you got to stream, but I mean, just like 5 more minutes. So she's had the most patience, and I thank God for her. That's
a blessing. She's beautiful. I love her, you know.
What's going on, Kieran?
Shout out to everybody checking in, man. I know she's over there holding Janae, but I'm going to ask her when you get a second, if you mind. You get a couple pictures, you mind? Thank you, baby. Putting her to work today. So let's talk about what you currently have going on, because you have a lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of what you do on your live streaming. The streaming beats, you're there every Sunday and Tuesday, 8 o'clock until. And, you know, I'm always tuned in front and center.
I appreciate every time that you come in.
Absolutely.
It's just amazing.
You know,
it's like stuff don't pop off until Tampa get in there.
The party can start now.
That's when the party
starts. You know, but it's like, for me, honestly, during that time is when I'm at home on my computer working. So I have my laptop with you streaming, and I'm in. So it works. I like listening in. It helps me pass time as I'm working. So I'm not really thinking about the fact that I'm doing stuff, you know, it just
right.
Talk to us about how you got into live streaming.
So live streaming was something that I wanted to do for a while. I think Joy will tell you, the room that I was in, I had torn apart. I bought a whole different cable. I bought I just bought a lot to make sure that the gaming stream would work. The first thing that I did, I wasn't even streaming beats. I was actually Jfresh gaming, and I had this little purple skull going on. I would just record the gameplay.
Okay.
Because I knew like gameplay walkthroughs was actually a thing, but I wasn't really looking at streaming. And from there, I didn't have a capture card or anything. I would just use this Bluetooth recorder. So I would record everything on the PlayStation and record everything on my camera and then line it up.
It's a lot of extra work, huh?
Yeah. So then after that, Janae was born. And that's when I really started getting seriously into the streaming. And then I figured I needed to tie my streaming with my music.
Absolutely.
Like it, and I started saying like, okay, gaming is cool, but how do I tie this together? What makes it unique? Because everybody games.
Right. Absolutely.
So I said, how about we make a beat for the first hour and then game the rest?
I think that's dope, because that, to my knowledge, nobody else is doing that.
Nobody.
They don't have that platform. They're either doing one or the other.
And then that's what makes it so unique, because I was looking at T-Pain's, I was looking at Soulja Boy's, and you know, they have a following, but they're either doing one or the other. Like you said,
right.
One stream will be strictly games. And then another stream will be strictly beats. Another one is strictly reviews.
Right.
It's like, why don't we just put those pieces together?
Absolutely. And it kind of just breaks it up throughout one stream. That way you're going to keep your people, the retention level is going to be there.
It is. And like, I was always taught, there was a homie of mine, shout out to Joe King. He always told me that after you make a beat, or if you go on a run for like an hour and a half, you got to take what he called was a Pomodoro, or 20 minutes to refresh your mind.
Yes.
Because you're going to start making the exact same beat.
Right. It's going to become repetitive.
It's going to be redundant, repetitive, and you're not going to realize that that's what you're doing
Correct.
until you come back the next day. So I was like, okay, let's do this. And then I got a bright idea. How about we make an album on the stream and go through the entire process?
That's so dope. I think that's so dope because it really gives people an in-depth look at everything that goes into putting a beat together and mixing
how to put it together, how to mix it. So
even the upload process.
yeah, the upload process, we went through everything. Like I had the stream decide which one to choose. I had the stream decide which sample to choose. I had the stream decide what pattern we're going to choose. Do we like this pattern? Do we not like this pattern? How we're going to mix it? Which way are we going to go? Are we going to go lo-fi? Are we going to go jazz? What are we actually going to do? And then they chose everything. And then we got to the designing part. And I think that was really easy.
It was, yeah.
They were really in tune with it. They were like, I was like, do we want to go because y'all chose the name of it,
right?
It's headphone vibes.
Yes.
So where do we want to go with that? And they were like, oh, I think we like this headphone
right.
Picture right here.
I was on that night.
Yeah, and everybody just put in a good part, and I showed them exactly the same upload on how you do it on DistroKid, and it was released on December the 15th, and it's just, I'm proud of the work that we, because it didn't feel like it was just me by myself. It felt like a collective effort.
It was definitely a collective of you and everybody that supports you, because as you said, along the way, everybody was involved, and that's what keeps people engaged. And that's what keeps them tuned in, because they want to see what you're doing next.
Exactly.
How can we help him decide on the next move? What are we doing next? Like, that excites people because they feel like they're a part of the process.
It's the process. I watched, and for those of you who are watching, you guys know my favorite artist, R&B artist, is Eric Bellinger. And it's not just because of the way he writes or his production style. It's the way, it's his story and how he got to where he was. And of course, he's connected to my favorite actress, Megan Good.
Okay.
He's married to her sister.
Oh, okay.
So, but he used to write. He was in an R&B group, but he writes for everybody. And then from writing for everybody, then he started becoming an artist. I mean, he wrote like famous stuff for Beyonce. He got Grammys from Chris Brown.
Sheesh.
He wrote for Usher. Like, he's the behind the scenes guy.
Right.
And then
Big time.
And now he's trying to get into the limelight, and it's actually working for him. But he did this live one day on IG, and they wrote the song for him, line by line.
Wow.
Like,
I love seeing that type of process.
They had the whole beat, and he was listening to it, and he was like, okay, what line do we do next? And then they would come up with the line, and he was like, okay, I kind of like that one. Let's try it. Okay, it's not really fitting. How about this line? And then it was like he had like 60 people on the line, and they were just feeding him lines.
Yes.
Everybody felt like they were artists that day.
Absolutely. And it also, too, I think, it gets his creative juices flowing as well.
Exactly.
Because they may have threw something in there he didn't think about. He's like, oh.
Exactly. And like, this is something that he does professionally.
Right.
Like, every day. They hire him to come in, make a banger, and then he gets the money and royalty checks later.
Right. Forever.
He was literally sitting in the studio. For those of you who are watching on Facebook, it was literally looking just like this. He had the microphone right here, and he was like, okay, feed me a line. Let's do this. Okay, that's cool. What should this be about? Like,
man,
from start to finish.
Super engaging.
Exactly. And so that's what really got the whole idea of me just wanting to do that with beats. Not only with beats, but like eventually I want to start putting artistry in it. Like, okay, let's make, because first we did beats, just something that, because the idea was we want beats that everyone can use.
That's right. Absolutely. You don't want to box yourself in. You want to be able to cater to not only every genre, but different areas, maybe in film.
Exactly.
Video games. Commercials, etc. The sky is the limit when it comes to that, because if you think about all of those, they all incorporate, shoot, I got an instrumental playing in the background, It's like no matter what we're doing, sometimes even in you go to the mall or whatever, they may not have music playing, but they got
an instrumental going.
playing just to catch the vibe.
And there's like a lot of artists right now that like Diplo, I think K Tronada, they make instrumental albums. And then they'll switch it up every now and then, put like lyrics in with it to break up the monotony. But they make instrumental albums, and they just send it out, and people just vibe to it. Because at the end of the day, whenever you have an artist and they make the song, you talk to them. What's your favorite part about it? I just like the beat.
Listen, honestly, that's what sells a lot of music these days. And it's no disrespect, because I respect everybody's craft and the hard work they put into it. But that instrumental, the beat, is what captures people's attention out the gate.
Everybody's attention.
They know that when they hear that beat come on, they're like, oh yeah, that's my song.
It's getting to the point to where now I'm in the studio, people will not start rapping until the beat drops.
Right.
And it's like, you got like a 30-second intro. Why you haven't said anything? It's like they want the beat to drop. If it's not banging, they don't want to say anything. They don't want to mess it up.
Right. Absolutely. And I think with that, just my little gem that I'm going to throw on that, as an artist, you should have two versions. I always think it's important to have an 8-bar intro, where it's just let the beat ride, because DJs appreciate that. Yeah. They can mix it in. But then, for something that you're just putting out there, the consumer likes to hear the artist come in early too, because
early, yeah.
So how even if it's a little intro where you're just talking your ish a little bit, you can do that as well. So, what can we expect coming into 2022 from Jfresh Beats?
So in the 2022, I'm actually doing some more streams. This Sunday is actually going to be the last stream of the year.
Okay.
I'm actually taking a small little break.
Yeah, holiday season.
It's going to be a Christmas stream this Sunday, so I need everybody to tune in on that 8 p.m. on Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
We'll probably make a Christmas song.
That's going to be dope.
Yeah, we're going to make a Christmas song, and probably we might do some gaming, might not. I'm trying to figure out if I can find a game that involves everybody, instead of them watching me play. And then after that, then I'm gonna probably do another album. This one I'm actually going to include some lyrics.
Okay.
I don't know if you're still spinning this, but I had a song called Micro.
It's still very much in rotation.
It's still in rotation? Awesome. I had a song called Micro, and I'm not at all trying to be an artist, like at all, but I know I have like some writing styles
absolutely
implemented into
of
that,
course.
and I want to keep that gift going, because if you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Listen, I agree. There's a lot of producers that I have a lot of respect for, and I think they're amazing at their craft, but they also dibble and dabble a little bit on the artist side, and I think that's okay. There's
some stuff that, like, I can tell an artist all day. Like, there's certain songs that I've written, I can tell an artist how to sing it, what to sing, but the way and people have told me the way I implement it is completely different.
No one's going to deliver it the way you do, because they can't hear your inner thoughts.
They can't hear it.
You can hear it in your head, like, this is how you need to sing it, but trying to explain that to someone is almost impossible.
It really is. And I had this talented cat. His name is Play. Shout out to Play. He came in and he did a couple of records and did an outstanding job. And then I took it to the homie Joe King, and he was like, I really love the way you did it the first time. I was like, wow.
See?
And it wasn't at all like Play wasn't talented. Play was amazing.
Of course, yeah.
I think he's one of those artists that I'm kind of just like, why haven't you been signed yet?
Yeah, we all have artists like that. We're like, dang, they're like a hidden gem.
Yeah. It's a hidden gem. It's like he should have been there already.
Right, but not everything is for them. Like, example, like there's certain songs that Drake is one of my favorite artists. I think he's amazing, but there's certain songs that he just wouldn't fit with. The way his vibe is and the way he delivers his music, it just wouldn't fit.
It's just completely different.
Yeah,
Drake's dope. Drake is dope.
He's so dope.
I think from
we gotta get you a Drake.
Yeah, we gotta get a collab with Drake.
Come on, Drake.
Drake had a whole influence on my music from like 2010 on up.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Like, Kendrick's the only person I know that can rap real stuff over jazz music.
That is, he's a genius. And like you said, guys like that, they motivate you. Even if you're not necessarily doing the same thing as them. Like, I don't do the same thing as Drake, but just seeing how hard he works motivates me.
Yeah.
You know?
I call it the BlackBerry phase.
Okay.
But everybody who's a real Drake artist knows the BlackBerry phase. But it's like the fact that he was making bars on a BlackBerry from 2010 on up to
it's crazy,
2015. Isn't it? Those were actually his best records, in my opinion.
I agree.
I mean,
I agree.
Big shouts out to the stuff he got going on right now. But the Take Care album, the Do Right and Kill Everything, like those albums from like the beginning on up to, I think it was an album after Take Care.
I
Phenomenal.
agree. I think those are the songs and the albums that made people fall in love with him as an artist. You know, because that's when I became a fan of his for sure. And like you said, I love what he's doing now, but man, that early on Drake, just like Kanye, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not to get too into it, but same thing, you know, Kanye, like I respect everything he's got going on today, but the earlier Kanye is what I was really a fan of.
Bring back the old Kanye.
Kanye. Did you watch the Kanye and Drake concert?
I didn't.
Free Larry Hoover? Yeah, it was.
I didn't
it was
watch
so
it.
dope. It started like an hour and a half late, y'all. And by the time it got cranking up, it was my bedtime, so I didn't catch the whole thing. So I was like, I'm tired, you know?
It's hard now. Like, I want to do like the same stuff. Like me and Joy used to watch boxing.
Me too.
Almost every single night. We knew when the fight was coming. We knew everything. But like as soon as we had Janae,
things changed.
Things just change. It's like we can't keep up. It's like we want to, but after battling with Janae and her schedule,
you're ready to go to sleep. I get it.
We're on this series now called Ink Master.
Okay.
And like we'll be watching it, but we fall asleep after a while. Like, who got eliminated?
Listen, I totally get it. You know, having a child alone is like having a full-time job. You have to, you know, be every step of the way. You got to be a part of their journey.
Exactly.
Most definitely.
Exactly.
You know, we're gonna go into the outro of this. You know, I appreciate you being here today. You know,
most definitely. I have fun.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun.
we got to continue to do this.
Yeah,
you know, like
let's do this again.
we need to do it again. Like, you know, even I would love to do it even like maybe once a month. Let's come together and talk
Let's do
about
it.
what new we have going on.
Yeah, let's do it. Because I mean, I've always got something going on.
Always got something up your sleeve, man. So tell everybody where they can follow you on all the platforms, whether it's Instagram, your YouTube, etc.
All right, so you can follow me on Instagram at Jfresh Beats. You can follow me on Twitter, Beats Jfresh. And then you
with
can
a Z?
also with the Z. All of those have a Z. And then you can also follow me on YouTube at youtube.com/JFreshBeats. We right now at 1.4K subscribers.
That's awesome.
So we're about to get to 2K coming up next year. So I'm excited about that. We stream every Sunday and Tuesday at 8 p.m. Looking to do some more stuff in the near future.
Absolutely. And you know, the last thing too, for the people who are tuning in, maybe some artists that are interested in getting with you on production, send them to your website.
Yes, go to jfreshbeats.com. That's jfreshbeats with a Z.com. You can come get some beats. Also, if you are looking for some mixes and stuff like that, you can get those for $75 right now. That's gonna be here until
that's a bargain, y'all, for his quality of work.
Yes, you can get some mixes. Like all I need is the Sims and the reference. You can get some mixes for $75.
Wow, up
until the end of January.
Take advantage of that, because a lot of y'all artists out here with the okie doke mixes, and that's not cool.
Nah. Also, we got merch. We actually have some Jfresh Beats merch.
Awesome.
So if you go to jfreshbeats.com, you can get some merch. We have streaming beats merch too. So you can actually get in on the streaming beats merch. We got hats, hoodies, and stuff like that.
Support the movement. You know, that's so important, because one of the hardest things to do, not just in this business, but in life, is to get people to support you.
And that's the crazy part. I know we getting ready to end, but it's crazy how all somebody has to do is watch for free to support.
Listen,
but
I get it, because you and I do a lot of, we do similar stuff. So that's why I don't mind tuning in every week and streaming the entire time, or as much as I can, because I understand how hard it is to get people to do that.
Right. Like if I'm not doing anything and I see that you live, I'm tuning in.
Absolutely.
I'm tuning in.
And I'm grateful for that. And I'm appreciative, because, you know how it is.
It's crazy how all you have to do is support for free, but nobody wants to do it because they feel like they don't have time.
Right. The thing about life is you make time for the things that you want.
The things you want. And that's the whole reason of why I started streaming. I want a community.
Yeah.
I want that. They say that you need 5 super fans to make a difference.
That's right. Absolutely. Because they're going to tell their people, hey, you need to tune in and, get in tune with what Jfresh has going on. And then
those 5 super fans turn into 10. Those 10 turned into 15. And it just keeps going. It keeps going.
Listen, I totally get it. And it's like, like we said earlier, we're on God's speed. We're on God's time. Really at the end of the day, it's already written. We just have to work through the process.
Exactly. and there'll be times when I do more than just 2 days. There'll probably be a point where I'll probably do for a whole week.
Yeah.
It's just God's timing. Like right now, my schedule doesn't really permit for like more than just 2 days.
That's right.
But the fact that I'm able to be consistent, to be able to start in August and in the year, doing the exact same thing is amazing. It
is. Last thing that I need to know before we get out of here, we are live and direct on the industry's most wanted podcast. I got my bro, Jfresh Beats, checking in with me today.
Hey.
So I got to know what makes Jfresh Beats, the industry's most wanted.
Because the beats are fresh. We gonna make it fresh.
We gonna make it fresh. That's a world famous tag right there.
It really is. So I got to tell you how that tag happened. So I was listening to Weezy Out of Here and a lot of the producers, and they had something. But I saw one producer, and Zaytoven. He had a kid. I was like, I don't have a kid yet.
Yeah.
How can I get? So I recorded myself saying, we gonna make it fresh, and I tuned it up to make it sound like a kid.
Listen, shout out to my homie G Money. I made the beat. His is the same way. If you listen to his, it kind of almost sounds like it could be a child. And I even asked him, like, who is that? He's like, oh yeah, that's just a younger version of me. I was like, oh, okay.
it was just me. I had to make it sound hood.
Right.
And so I was like, we gonna make it fresh. And then I just tuned that junk up. That's it.
Hey, you did that, man. Well, listen, once again, I appreciate you being here today. It's your girl, TampaMystic. Y'all stay tuned. I do got more interviews coming up today. So we out of here, man.
Don't make